Grant Stinchfield on his show Stinchfield seems to have lost his stench a little bit. He had a veteran on to talk about the Afghanistan evacuation, and look at how unhinged his reaction is when this veteran, Joe Sabo, mildly critiques Donald Trump.
I can tell you this didn't happen under President Trump. And I know there's a lot of people on the left that want to try to blame President Trump. He wanted out of Afghanistan real bad. He was real frustrated not being able to get out, but he didn't pull out because he knew this would happen. In fact, we all did. I called it on this program. My 12-year-old son knew about it. And so I've got Americans there that are stuck. To me, that's a hostage situation. But Joe, I appreciate you working to get them out. I really do. Yeah. And I wish you all luck in the world.
With due respect,
thank you for...
With due respect, Grant, I mean, like, veterans, being one, right, and our friends are over there. Right. We followed this closely from multiple administrations, and we know the Trump's administration's efforts here were fairly weak, that they were trying to limit the number of people that would get out. And
Joe,
so there was coordination problems.
Joe, I'm gonna cut you. I'm already weak. I'm already low on time, Joe. Joe, cut him off, please. Cut him off now. Cut him off now. You're not gonna blame this on President Trump on my show. That's not happening. Now, I appreciate the work that you're doing. God bless you for being a veteran. God bless you for trying to get Americans out. But don't come on this program and take the talking point to the left and blame President Trump. That's not helping anybody. The Biden administration screwed this up from the very start. You know it. I know it. The country knows it. And to call them not hostages, I don't know how you don't call them hostages. They're stuck in Afghanistan with a country overrun with terrorists that are willing to kill them all.
Oh my God.
I'm mad about that, man. I really
We know.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Finally.
Slow it down. Because we've got a real hero coming up. That man's a real hero too. He's certainly
That guy is working. That guy's working right now to help evacuate Americans from Afghanistan,
and he's just like,
yeah, right.
Look, I don't hate veterans, but they need to learn to check themselves. Is what the message here is. Veterans should be seen, not heard. That's the important thing to remember.
Yeah.
This is America, sir.
That's not only Stinchfield or whatever his name is.
No,
it's
that's his name.
It's his conservatives as a whole. They've backed themselves into a corner here because their whole facade is there is no holier opinion than that of a U.S. veteran. And they're discovering that not all U.S. vets toe the conservative line. And when they come across those, they are backed into a corner. And we saw this with Stinchfield yelling at the guy while also trying to sneak in words of respect, and he almost screwed up there at the end.
He definitely screwed up. You know what he could have used? Stinchfield could have used that button that they used to silence Biden, except to silence that veteran that wasn't completely in lockstep with his anti-Biden, pro-Trump stance. Like, they've got to start more widely distributing those buttons that shut off Biden.
Right. Anytime someone goes on Newsmax to complain about being their free speech rights being taken away or being canceled or being deplatformed, should follow it up with a clip of Stinchfield yelling to get that U.S. veteran off of his show right now.
Well, it's funny because you don't often see it when the right, parades one of their heroes or, chosen, veterans, because they are obviously going to be representative of the veteran population in one sense. But we know a lot of veterans do come back home anti-war or pro-peace for obvious reasons, because they get exposed to the military industrial complex and also the horrors of war. And so for them to now finally be forced to basically give up the goat that no, we're only interested in the opinions of a very small slice of veterans, obviously, though, is something that, I don't think we've seen before quite so, vigorously, I guess, is the word I'm looking for.
Yeah. And do we have that, Bradley, where
right when the vet says, Trump was weak, and Stinchfield loses
cuts it off,
absolute mind, and the Stinchfield says he's so mad, and he's thinking about how he called Trump weak, that he says I'm weak himself.
Yeah.
Do we have that, Bradley?
Well, also, let's point out that the guy literally, his organization, the veterans organization's literally called Team America. I mean, it doesn't get any more over the top, patriotic things that conservatives love than that.
Yeah. And what's crazy, too, about this whole, like, let's have veterans on to discuss the Afghanistan withdrawal. Mostly what's happened is that the mainstream, like CNN, MSNBC types, they try to have them on and be as, like, incredibly respectful as possible, and often they have them on to talk about why we probably should be still engaged in Afghanistan, but then you go on the most like supposedly veteran loving program possible in Newsmax, and he's like screaming at him and cutting him off. Imagine if the shoe was on the other foot, we wouldn't hear the end of it.
Let's play that one more time, brother.
And I wish you all luck in the world.
With due respect, with due respect, Grant, I mean, like, veterans, being one, right, and our friends are over there. Right. We followed this closely for multiple administrations, and we know the Trump's administration's efforts here were fairly weak. That they were trying to limit the number of people that would get out, and so there was coordination problems.
I'm gonna cut you. I'm already weak. I'm already low on time, Joe.
I'm already weak. I'm already low on energy.
So that's when he says, when he says weak.
I'm already low.
When he says weak, like that's exactly what triggered him.
Yeah.
My strong man that I love is not weak. He's strong.
If there's like one thing Newsmax does not want to happen, it's for a guest to call Trump weak.
Yeah.
Like if there's one word, do not call Trump weak, or they'll hit a button and you will be gone.
Oh, right. Well, I should say they do have they kind of have that button. Yeah.
I mean, I just hate to say that Greg Stinchfield canceled that poor man live on air, but at the same time, it's such an interesting like visual dichotomy, because you have like the veteran who's already like this hero in American mythology. He's just sitting there. He's wearing his like plaid fucking flannel,
the tattered hat. It's like out of
trucker's hat. It's like,
yeah, it's out of a movie.
It's the new Matt Damon movie,
right?
He basically has like a
he drove his pickup truck to the studio.
Exactly. Yeah. And then you have like this guy in an ill-fitting suit with, again, vaguely British villain looking, like yelling at him about how he's not patriotic enough and he should instead be, much more like him and Donald Trump, the two real patriots.
Let's read some IMs. Maybe
actually, Stinchfield kind of looks like the guy who the neighbor who blows Kevin Spacey's brains out in American Beauty.
Oh, Chris Cooper?
Yes.
That's actually kind of on point. Little Ricky, wrap it up. He lost his stench. Hilarious, M. Thank you.
Folks, there's more of what you've just saw where that came from. That's if you hit the subscribe and like button. Thank you. Really, thank you.